For those of you who don't already know, Super Mario Odyssey just came out for the Nintendo Switch. Bowser has not only captured Peach again, but in the process overthrows Mario and destroys his famous hat. After waking up in the Tim Burton-inspired Cap Kingdom, Mario meets Cappy, who allows him to shapeshift into enemies. Together, they travel around the world to places like the Sand Kingdom, Metro Kingdom, and many more in order to save the princess yet again. This intro that you just saw was very confusing because I wasn't using effective visuals. If you haven't spent the past 3 weeks playing Super Mario Odyssey like I have, not only did my intro lose your attention, it also means that you've been making better use of your time than I've been. Today, we're going to learn the importance of visuals. As a former competitor in forensics, I had to give a speech involving the use of visuals that led me to competing nationally. So with this experience, I'm going to be sharing the 3 best tips that you can follow to vastly improve your visuals in presentations. Rule number 1, keep it simple. This is the biggest mistake that I see people make when it comes to making slideshows. Stop copying pasting the Declaration of Independence in every single slide. This confuses the audience as they look at your slide and think, am I supposed to read your slide? Am I supposed to listen to what they're talking about? And when they take that moment to ponder what they're supposed to draw their attention to, they've already missed your main idea. And if they miss your main idea, there's a huge chance they're actually not going to listen to the rest of your presentation. When it comes to word count per slide, it depends on your situation. I recommend to go for as little as possible. However, in Heather Lawrence's lecture, she recommended the 4x5 rule. 4 bullet points per slide with no more than 5 words. Personally, I do everything I can to eliminate words altogether, but the 4x5 rule is a great tip to stick towards. Also, while we're in the business of talking about these slides, your pictures should stop being pixelated stock images. When you're searching for pictures in Google Images, you can actually alter your settings to make sure that your pictures that you're looking for are clear as day. Number 2, visual aids. Feeding into the first point, visual aids are called visual aids. They're not called visual, I'm really bad at speaking, but if I throw in enough cool pictures, no one's going to notice. Good visuals only complement your existing speaking skills. They're not going to make you a better speaker or a worse speaker. People will only pay attention to your simple, great visuals if you can actually represent as opposed to mimic the ideas that you're talking about. Keep them relevant to your topic while making sure you engage your audience. If you're ever in doubt of what type of visual you might want to use, try using a pop culture reference to convey your message. For example, if you're giving a presentation on a company's stock dropping off the face of the earth, throw in one of these to get your boss laughing before he fires you. And number 3, what you can do right now to improve your visuals. So you're watching this video, you're thinking, okay, I want to have better visuals, but where do I start? Right off the bat, if you're a journalism student, I highly recommend you start subscribing to the Adobe Creative Cloud. For $20 a month, you can have access to an incredible amount of apps. This will get you the ability to have apps like Photoshop, InDesign, and After Effects, which some of these applications in the cloud were used to create this presentation. If you don't want to pay for these great apps, you can also use some free substitutes like GIMP, Seashore, or Scribbles to start personalizing your visuals. For example, everyone has seen the same 5 Google Slide templates, so actually personalizing your slides is going to make your presentation stand out more than anyone else right off the bat. Now, let's go ahead and right some wrongs. We're going to go back to my intro using these 3 ideas to greatly improve what I had recently said. Starting with simplicity. Let's take the nouns that I use in my script, fill it in with the characters I'm talking about. Let's have the visuals illustrate the ideas that I'm speaking of, and instead of using this default Google image slide, let's actually use some professional apps like Photoshop and Final Cut Pro. For those of you who don't already know, Super Mario Odyssey just came out for the Nintendo Switch. Bowser has not only captured Peach again, but in the process overthrows Mario and destroys his famous hat. After waking up in the Tim Burton-inspired Cap Kingdom, Mario meets Cappy, who allows him to shapeshift into enemies. Together, they travel around the world to places like the Sand Kingdom, Metro Kingdom, and many more in order to save the princess yet again. Okay, after a much needed improvement, you can see that when you use visuals effectively, you can drastically boost your presentation quality. With that being said, join me next week as we will go more in depth in the idea of creating visuals. I'll also be making some during my presentation, so you don't want to miss out on it.